I think like most people, I was not sure what to think. Suicide? Haha, I want to die. I'm just 13, let's end this. Suicide is nothing to joke about, right? Well, that did not stop Fabio Ferreira, the developer of this game. The game even comes with a warning. If you suffer of depression or suicide thoughts, he does not recommend you playing this game. Well, I have depression for a while now, and the discomfort I experienced was with the name and with the graphics, but more on that later in the video. Dying in video games is nothing new for me, but I can understand the trigger warning. Have you ever woken up from a very bad dream where you died in and thought this would be a nice game? No, neither have I. In Suicide Guy, you have 20 minigames that you can play, where you have to find ways to kill yourself in order to escape the dream. You are projected in an empty cafe. While empty, there's food and furniture, and on these table booths there are small representations of what the game is. In these minigames there are statues you can find for the completionist. Life is about little things, like clicking your mouse somewhere. They say first impressions count, so you can understand this game did not scream fun to me when the title states suicide. This is kind of personal, I guess, because I believe depression is not a joke. But even in the darkest times, you have to look for joy, even if it's slim at times. And this game was on sale, so I bought it to see if there was something worth or enjoyment to get out of Suicide Guy. And I can say I kind of regret my purchase. One thing I'm always glad to see in a game is the ability to jump, which you can do by pressing X. It's a shame it does not really work really well. You can keep holding X if you want to climb, and strangely enough, looking down helps you climb up. And the other grab buttons work the same for the most. For example, you use grab to grab and trigger to interact. You can use L3 to duck or press R3 for 180. And that's about it for Suicide Guy VR. There aren't many buttons. The movements are very basic. Every time you jump, it makes a huh sound. Every footstep you take is highly present. It's like you're walking in a big hallway with heavy work boots on. And that's not all. When you touch something, it sounds like you're slapping it, but does not do anything to the game. And I do have to say, the music in the game that comes from radio is not bad. Besides this, in each minigame there's different environment sounds fitting to the layout. While I did like the look of the game, with huge hands it made me feel like Wreck-It Ralph. But interacting with those hands made things difficult, and the developers did see this. Because you can turn it off if you like, but it takes out a bit of the humor out of the game. What took most fun out of the game was the frame rate. I don't know what was going on there, but even I felt sick while playing. The image was very janky, and then you have your movement. I selected smooth walking, but it was so smooth it felt like I was gliding over the ice. Besides this, I could not stand still during my gameplay. I was always slowly moving forward, what made some bits a bit more difficult than it should have been. The climbing felt the same way, and don't even get me started about clipping through things. I would give this game a 4 out of 10. Like I said before, I bought this game because it was on sale, and even if it has a bad name for a game, it did call out to my curiosity, or was it my depression? Either way, I played it. But I have to admit, I did not finish this one. The foundation of the game were missing, thus made Suicide Guy unplayable for me. And yes, it can cause triggers, even with a very silly graphic style, because there are fantasies people could have while you're having a depression. But the name was not the worst thing, even if it's bad. What bothered me the most during the entire playthrough was the frame rate and the clipping. I could not let my guest play this game because of it. Newtank tried it for a bit, but he got sick and it reminded him of Minecraft on a PlayStation VR1. Suicide Guy has 20 minigames. The thing I found, there's no real challenge trying to figure them out. You can easily walk through them. You have made it to the end, my friend. At the end of the video, not life itself. You still have time to like and subscribe.